Hello everyone, my name is Vimal Raj. I'm a lecturer from the Mechanical Department from GEMS Polytechnic College, Aurangabad, Bihar. So today we are going to discuss unit number 5, that is solid waste management, from the subject environmental and pollution control, and the subject code is 1625503. So the topic that we are going to discuss today is methods of solid waste disposal. So the content that we're going to discuss today are methods of solid waste disposal, that is sanitary landfills, in incineration, and compositing. So first one is the sanitary landfilling. So in a sanitary landfills, garbage is spread out in thin layers, compacted and covered with clay or plastic foam. In modern landfills, the bottom is covered with an impermeable liner, usually several layers of clay, thick plastic and sand. The liner protects the groundwater from being contaminated due to the percolation of leachate. So leachate from the bottom is pumped and sent for treatment. So when landfill is full, it is covered with clay, sand, gravel and topsoil to prevent spillage of water. Several wells are drilled near the landfill site to monitor if any leakage is contaminating groundwater. Methane produced by anaerobic decomposition is collected and burned to produce electricity or heat. So basically, sanitary landfill is nothing but, uh, as we discussed in the previous video, that is the garbage and all, how to collect all those things, right? So in this video, we'll be seeing about the disposable methods. So this disposable method is one of the good method where in which these waste will be reusable. This waste can be reused. So by using this method, we can reuse the waste garbages. So how the process will work is I will show it in the next slide. So this is the sanitary landfilling, where in which you could see that they will make a big hole or dig a big hole. So after digging a big hole, what they will use is they will use some liners or plastics or clay to cover up the sides of the big hole. So after that, you can see here, like the gravels, plastic, liner, so many things are there. After that, what they will do is they will be coming and depositing the waste garbages through big vehicles. So they will be dumping it. So once they dump it, everything, um, they will be covering it. So they will be covering it. So once it has been covered, when time goes on, it will the garbages start to decompose, right? So when the decomposition is happening, the process is simple as this. So with the they will be when the decomposition is happening, they will be there will be connecting a pipe in the a big hole, so where in which this pipe will carry uh, the gas, the methane gas. So when the decomposition happens, this sanitary landfill will be producing the methane gas. So once the methane gas has been produced, it will be collected, and these methane gas will be collected and which will be sent for usage for to light up the electricities, for electricity production or some other form. So you could see there. So this is the granule drainage layer. This is the gravel. This is a plastic liner, and this is a compacted impermeable clay aquifer leachate collection pipe. So this is a leachate treatment system. So this is a solid waste. This is a soil. So this is a methane gas recovery well. So where in which the methane gas will be recovered. So groundwater monitoring well. So where in which how the groundwater, the level of the groundwater is there. So the waste are buried in the ground or carefully piled into molds. So designed to prevent groundwater contamination and minimize soil and air pollution. So this is the main usage. So sanitary landfill site selection. So basically, if we do any project, we need to have a perfect place for the project, right? So for that, it should be above the water table, so that you can minimize the interaction with the groundwater. So it should be above the water table, and it should be minimizing the interaction with the groundwater. So preferably located in clay or silt. So it should be located, either it should be located in a clay or silt. And next, I do not want to place it in a rock quarry, as water can leach through the cracks inherent into in rocks into a water fracture system. So basically, they will not go and choose a place where which is quarry, rock quarries are not happening. Quarry, we know they will do big holes. Like it's like a mining where in which they will be extracting the minerals from the soil. So which will lead, because when they're doing this process, so many cracks will be there. So if they choose this site for the sanitary landfilling, what happens is, with the crack, it might tend to it might it can uh, be leaked through the cracks. So do not want to locate in sand or gravel pits, as these have high leaching. Unfortunately, most of the long islands is sand or gravel, and many landfills are located gravel pits after they are no longer being used. So that is how it works. And basically they will just see the sites, basically for in order to do the sanitary landfilling. So do not want to locate in a floodplain. Most garbage tends to be less dense than water. So if the area of the landfill floods, the garbage will float to the top and wash away downstream. So basically, they will also not choose the place where the flood. It's like a floodplain, where because during the flood, these garbages can be flooded, and so that it will start to float and it will be washed away. So that is also a problem. Basically, this process requires the garbage, because with this garbage only they can go and they can uh, do the process of uh, extracting the methane. So a large number of adverse impacts may occur from landfill operations. So these impacts can vary. Fatal accidents, example like scavengers buried under the waste piles. So these impacts, some of the impacts which can be impacted for the landfilling. Infrastructure damage. So these can be infrastructure damage also can be done. Example like damage to access roads by heavy vehicles. So if this landfill has been done at any point of time, which is like a highways and all, if there is some damages, accidents, it can damage the infrastructure. Infrastructure is nothing but the inbuilt area of the sanitary filling area. Pollution of the local environment, such as contaminations of groundwater or aquifer by leakage, and residual soil contamination during landfill usage as well as after landfill closure. So these are the other impacts. So off-gassing of methane generated by decaying organic waste. Methane is a greenhouse gas, many times more potent than carbon dioxide, and can itself be danger to inhabitants of an area. Harboring of disease vectors such as rats and flies, particularly from the improperly operated landfills. So incineration, the term incineration means to burn something until nothing is left but ash. So just the process is simple. The word inclination means, the term inclination means to burn something until nothing is left but ashes. So this process is nothing but burning the waste garbages until it becomes ash. So an incineration is a unit or a facility used to burn trash and other types of waste until it is reduced to ash. So an incinerator is constructed of heavy, well insulated materials, so that it does not give off extreme amount of external heat, so the high level of heats are kept inside the furnace or unit so that the waste is burned quickly and efficiently. If the heat were allowed to escape, so the waste would not burn as completed or as rapidly. Incineration is a deposal method in which solid organic waste are subjected to combustion so as to convert them into residue and gaseous products. So this method is useful for disposal of a residue of both solid waste management and solid residue from wastewater management. So this process reduces the volume of solid waste to 20 to 30% of original volume. So this process is to burn the waste and to generate the energy. So in this next diagram you could easily understand. So you could see the solid waste has been dumped, and after that, after the dumping process is done, it goes for the combustion process where in which it's been ignited, have been fired. After that, it goes for the heat recovery, where in which after heat recovery, energy is being produced. So next it goes for the gas cleaning. So same time we are getting the energy as well as the gas. So incineration and other high temperature waste treatment systems are sometimes described as thermal treatment. So incinerators converts waste materials into heat gas, steam and ash. Incineration is carried out both on a small scale by individual and on a large scale by industry. So it is used to dispose of solid, liquid and gaseous waste. So it is recognized as a practical method of disposing of certain hazardous waste materials. Incineration is a controversial method of waste disposal due to issues such as emission of gaseous pollutant. The next one is the composting. So due to the shortage of space for landfill in bigger cities, the biodegradable yard waste kept separate from the municipal waste, so is allowed to degrade or decompose in a medium. A good quality nutrient rich and environmental friendly manure is formed, which improves the soil condition and fertility. Organic matter's constitution 30 to 35 to 40% of the municipal solid waste generated in India. So this waste can be recycled by the method of compositing, one of the oldest form of disposal. So it is a natural process of decomposition of organic waste that yields manure or compost, which is very rich in nutrition. So this process is nothing but composting is nothing but decomposing the organic waste into manure or any other useful waste. So basically they will decompose this, that means they will because this landfill areas and all, this landfill is not possible in a bigger cities where in which there is a shortage for space. So they provide this biodegradable yard so that they will be keeping the municipal waste and the uh, other waste separate so that they can decompose it in a particular medium, so that a good quality or a good quality and good quantity of this manure can be extracted from the municipal solid waste. Okay, so they use this composting technique in order to get the work done. So it is also the natural process of decomposition of organic waste, so that yields the manure. So this 3 R's in the solid waste management. 3 R's is nothing but reuse, reduce and recycle. So this is a 3 R's. So this is something very important in all the aspects. Even if we invent a product, it should be reduced. I mean, it should reduce the space as well as once it has been destroyed, it should be recycled and it can be reused. So everyone who creates anything, they will be always focusing on this 3 R's, because government always sees about the 3 R's, because anything that formed, it should be reused, and it should be reducing the space as well as it should be recycled. So 3 R's are very important. So most option, like most of the thing is, first one is reduction, next one is reuse, third one is recycling, and recovery and disposal. So basically, reduction is nothing but the reducing the space and all things. The reusable thing is, after the recycling process is done, whether it can be reused. And this is recycling. This aspect also is very important. And recovery, how can we do the recovery? And disposal. So once if everything there is no other option to recover this thing. For example, if a mobile phone is manufactured, um, can it be recovered if suppose any problem happens inside the mobile? If a battery is been damaged inside a mobile phone, can it be recovered? Yes, absolutely, we can change the battery and we can recover. But what if the whole phone is been put in the water, and if the whole motherboard and the phone is been, the chip, all those things is been gone, what can we do? Can it be recovered? It cannot be. So what has to be done? It should be disposed. So if it's been disposed, whether it can harm the environment or whether it is safe to be disposed in the open field. So these aspects will be coming. So that is the this thing. So waste reuse. So reuse can be defined as using a waste product without further transformation and without changing the shape or original nature. So this is the second option in the waste hierarchy. Different types of solid waste can be reused, such as bottles, old cloths, books, and anything else. So that is used again for a similar purpose to that originally intended. Reuse means that less solid waste is produced. It brings other benefits by taking useful products uh, discarded by those who no longer want them and passing them to those who do. So basically, what is reuse? Waste reuse nothing but after we collect the waste, people, people will be roaming in the garbage areas, right? The bag. This is a photo of that. What they will do is they will be taking it and they will be going and they will be giving it to the where the shops, small shops will be there. So they will take it and they will do the weightage, and after doing the weightage, they will be giving the money according to the weight. So where all these waste are going? These waste are going for the reusable purpose. So where in which these waste and all can be reused for other things. So with this, we are just concluding the video. So today we have discussed about the methods of solid waste disposal. So these are the reference book. You can just go through the reference book. Thank you guys. Thank you for seeing this video, and we will be covering the next topic in the next video.